In today's video, I'm sharing some calming coastal Dollar Tree DIYs and hacks. All super simple, neutral, and a little rustic. Definitely some fun home decor ideas you'll want to try. For the first DIY, I grabbed some of Dollar Tree's nautical rope. Now these ropes have a lot of little fibers sticking out, so I carefully ran a small candle lighter over the surface to lightly singe them off and clean it up, but you can totally just do that in the end when it's all done, or skip it completely if you don't mind the fuzz. Okay, to start, I added a little hot glue to the end of the rope and began rolling it tightly into a spiral, kind of like a cinnamon roll. Make sure to hold that starting end down firmly for a few seconds to keep it tight. After that, I just kept adding small lines of hot glue as I worked my way around, pressing the rope into place a little at a time. You don't need a ton of hot glue, just enough to hold each section down as it wraps. So I just keep building up the spiral little by little. Once I finished winding the rest of the rope, I grabbed another one. I added a little hot glue to the end of the new rope and pressed it right up against the end of the other one. I held it there firmly for a few seconds to make sure it stuck well, and it looked seamless. From there, I just kept going, adding more glue and wrapping the rope around. Now, when I had a few feet of rope left, I wanted to add a little detail around the edge to finish it off nicely. So instead of just continuing the spiral, I started creating these little loop scallops around the outside. I curved the rope out into a small loop and then brought it back in, pressing it down with hot glue a couple inches over. I just repeated that all the way around the edge, trying to keep the loops about the same size as I went. It adds such a pretty little border. To add a fun little accent and to help secure those glued spots a bit more, I grabbed some white yarn from Dollar Tree and threaded it through a plastic yarn needle. I kept the yarn doubled up to make it a little thicker. Starting from the back of one of the scallops, I poked the needle through just behind where I glued the rope down, and I leave a little bit of the ends in the back, and then I hold it down with some hot glue. Then I loop the yarn around that section about 3 times, and then after that I trim the yarn and glue the end down in the back. And I just continue that all the way around. It's a super simple step, but it adds a really cute touch and a little contrast against a rope. I went with 3 loops, but you can totally do more or less depending on the look that you want. You can also poke the needle a couple rows down if you want the wraps to be a little bit longer. And of course, you can switch up the color of the yarn to match your decor or just to add a pop of color. And we're all done. Such a quick little project, but it came out so pretty. For this DIY, I was inspired by Pottery Barn's large beaded garlands. I've always loved how they make such a statement in a room, especially their terracotta garland, so I thought it'd be fun to make my own version with a little coastal vibe. So I headed to Dollar Tree to pick up some of their plastic tennis balls, but unfortunately they only had 1 left, and I was so bummed because I definitely needed at least 3 packs, but then I stumbled across their foam crafting balls and I thought they just might work for what I had in mind, so I decided to give them a try. By the way, if you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps out. Alright, so for the color, I'm using this nautical blue paint from Anita's. I added a little bit of white just to lighten it up a bit. I don't believe they sell this brand anymore, but any shade of blue will work. And to give the paint some nice texture, I'm adding in some baking soda. The more baking soda you add, the thicker and more textured it gets, so it kind of depends on the look that you want. I just mix it until it feels nice and thick, but still easy to brush on. Before I start painting, I went ahead and slid them through some wooden skewers. And then I just start brushing on the paint mixture. It actually went on really nicely. Now because the foam has a bunch of little pits and uneven spots, I wanted to smooth some of that out a bit. So for the second coat, I grabbed some of this lightweight spackle from Dollar Tree. I just mixed a little bit of that spackle right into my paint mixture, and that really helped fill in those little gaps and gave the beads even more dimension. And you know, it really gave that terracotta clay vibe I was going for, which I love. After that, I used my heat tool to speed up the drying time, and once they were dry, I thought I'd rub on a little more of that spackle right on top of the foam, just to smooth things out a little bit more, while still keeping some of that nice texture. And it actually gave a really nice finish. I mean, you can totally seal them and leave it like this if you want, but I decided to take it a step further. I went back over everything with another layer of the blue paint, just to even it all out and pull the whole look together. And finally, to add a little softness, I took a damp paper towel, dabbed it in some white paint, and lightly tapped it all over the beads. And it gave them this really soft, weathered look, and the damp paper towel just helped to blend that white so it's not too harsh. Now I'm ready to string them, and I'll be using this thick jute string from Dollar Tree. I also thought it'd be cute to add a little contrast by mixing in some wooden beads between the blue ones. Then I started alternating one blue bead and one wood bead, and it just kept doing that. But then at this point, I started having second thoughts with the wood. They look really pretty mixed in, but it wasn't exactly what I originally pictured in my head. I really wanted to see this idea through just how I imagined it, so I ended up taking it all apart and starting over, and this time using only the blue. So as I'm placing the beads, I also tied a little knot between each of them as I went. Super simple, but it totally gives it that finished, slightly rustic look that I love. Once I got to the end, I tied one last knot to hold everything in place. Then I made a little loop with the end of the string, kind of like a small handle, and added a tiny dot of hot glue right at the base to secure it. After that, I took a small piece of that same jute string and I wrapped it around the base of the loop to give it a nice clean finish and cover up where everything comes together. I spray sealed it, and that's it. I am so happy with how this one turned out. I love the texture, the color, and how it gives a Pottery Barn vibe for way less. For this next DIY, I grabbed a couple of Dollar Tree cylinder vases. I picked up two sizes, one taller and one shorter. And I also grabbed a few rolls of their nautical rope to give these vases a little rustic makeover. So I started loosely wrapping it around to kind of visualize how much I needed. I'm also planning to paint part of the rope, so as I'm wrapping, I'm just making sure everything lines up, like where the glue starts and where it all ends, just so all of that is on one side. So I made my mark where I wanted the paint section to start, and I'm using this metallic paint from Faux in the shade Ice Blue. I just brush it right onto the rope using a regular paintbrush, and I did one nice coat. You could totally paint the rope after you glue it on the vase also, but since the vase is clear and you'd be able to see through it, I wanted to go ahead and just paint all sides of the rope first to make sure it looks good from every angle. After I finished painting the first rope, I went ahead and I did the same thing with the second one, just brushing on that blue metallic paint all over and making sure to get it on all sides. And I did make my mark again of where I wanted the paint to start and stop. Since this one's for the smaller vase, I kept the full length while painting, but once it was dry, I did trim off a bit of the rope so I wouldn't go as high up as the taller vase. To start, I added a little hot glue right on the bottom edge of the vase and attached the end of the rope right there. Then I just started wrapping the rope around, working my way up. I kept adding small lines of hot glue directly onto the vase, and I pressed the rope right into it. As I get to the end, I'm just keeping track of where I started so I can make sure everything lines up and ends on that same side. That way it just stays all tucked towards the back. For the second vase, I thought I would switch it up a bit and start gluing from the unpainted end of the rope instead of starting with the painted side like I did on the first one. And from there, I'm basically doing the same thing, adding a little hot glue, wrapping it nice and tight, and just working my way up. I thought it would be fun to bring in a little wood element to the vase and add a wooden base. So one quick option is to just glue some Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks right onto the rope. This is just a simple way to kind of give that wooden base illusion. But I actually wanted to make a real base for this one, so I picked up a square dowel from Lowe's. This one is about 1/2 inch thick and 3 feet long, and it was just a couple of dollars. I'm placing the vase right on top of the dowel so I can mark and see how much I need to cut for the base. I'll also be using about 8 of Dollar Tree's tumbling tower blocks for this part too. Once everything was cut, I just glued the two small pieces, one on each side of the longer piece, right in the center to form a cross. Then I added some glue to all four ends of the cross and attached the tumbling tower blocks, standing them upright on each end and just pressing them down so they stay nice and straight. And finally, I'm going to brush on some white chalk paint all over, and I'm just lightly brushing it on so a little bit of that natural wood still shows through underneath. It gives kind of that soft weathered look that ties in really nicely with that coastal vibe. You can drop in some stems or even some candles. I popped in a couple of those wooden slices from Dollar Tree just to give it a little height to one of the candles. And this DIY is done. Dollar Tree actually had some really nice printed canvases, and I picked this one up. I thought it was just so soft and calming. It has these pale greenish blues, soft grays, and creamy tones. It kind of reminds me of a peaceful little sunrise over the water. I also grabbed this velvet frame from Dollar Tree, and it's so pretty and soft, and I thought it would go really well with a canvas print. So I'm going to separate the canvas from the frame. It's stapled on there pretty good, so I'm using my little staple remover to carefully take out all the staples. Once I got the canvas free, I mark off the part of the print that I like best. I just wanted to make sure I got all those pretty colors in there, and then I went ahead and I carefully cut it out. I thought I'd just leave out that glass when placing the print in the frame. I like the look of the canvas, so I didn't want to cover it up. And we're all done with this one. I just love how the frame and print looks together. It's so simple and serene. For the next DIY, I was inspired by these blue terracotta clay vases from Pottery Barn. I love the soft textured look they have, and I thought it'd be fun to try to make my own version using Dollar Tree supplies. I'll be using one of their glass vases with the flared top. First, I gave it a good cleaning to make sure it was free of any dust or oils. Now you can spray paint it with primer first to help the paint stick even better, but I'm going to go ahead and paint it directly using some chalk paint mixed with baking soda to give it that nice textured clay-like finish I'm going for. I'm starting off with some white chalk paint and adding a good amount of baking soda. I want the mixture to be pretty thick, so I just keep adding baking soda until it gets nice and chunky. I'm using a round sponge brush to apply it, and I'm just pouncing it all over the vase. These sponge brushes are honestly my favorite for this kind of project because the paint goes on super thick and it gives great coverage really fast. I usually only need no more than 2 coats to get it fully covered. I just love all the texture this gives. That paint mixture really makes it feel like a clay or pottery piece. And once everything was dry, I'll be lightly brushing on some blue. Now I wanted the blue to be a little softer, so I added some white to lighten it up. After mixing up the blue color, I grabbed the synthetic paintbrush from Dollar Tree. It's perfect for this part because I really want to see those big brush strokes show up. So I'm just dipping the brush into the paint and lightly brushing it across the vase, working horizontally all the way around. So I just keep working my way around, adding light strokes until I like how it's looking. And if it goes on a little too heavy in some areas, that's totally fine because after that, I'm going to go back over any harsh areas with some white paint to soften it up. So I just keep going back and forth with the blue and the white until I like the way it looks. Once I'm happy with the finish, I just do a quick spray of sealer to protect it, and this one's done. The last DIY is a super quick one. I'm using a few Dollar Tree glass vases. I thought it'd be fun to show a few simple ways you can give them a light, beachy kind of look. And all the supplies I'll be using are from Dollar Tree. For the first vase, I grabbed a bag of Dollar Tree's white sand and poured it into this round jar. It actually came with a lid, which I won't be using here. I just dropped in a little votive candle. It's super simple, but I love how clean and fresh it looks. I also grabbed some of these shells and I dropped them right on top of the sand, and it adds more of that natural coastal feel, which I love. And I'm using battery operated candles for these, but you can definitely use real candles too for that soft, cozy glow. For another option, I grabbed one of Dollar Tree's cylinder vases. I added just a little bit of sand on the bottom first, and then I dropped in one of their pillar candles. After that, I poured more sand all around the candle to fill up the vase. Dollar Tree also has these pretty sea glass packs, and I thought it'd be so nice to drop some of those into the vases too. The pieces comes in these soft shades of blues and greens. I just gently drop them in, and it just gives off such a calming, serene look. There are definitely so many different ways you can mix and match these, and these are just a few. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all these projects today. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. Until next time, bye!